Hello, everyone. So what are we doing today? Well, we're playing another Yorian list, because that is the thing that I do. I've come to terms with it at this point. But what are we doing here? So the reason why I'm playing, I stopped playing a little bit. I'm not still a huge fan of some of the play patterns that emerge because of the One Ring. But my boy is on Arena now. I used to play, and I'm sure there's footage of it somewhere in TCG Player's archive, but my first feature match that I ever played was with a pod deck, and it ran some of the Titans, I believe. I forget if I was on a junk build at that point or on a teamer build, but I have a very soft spot for the Titans, specifically in a pod-style deck or any other, Eldritch Evolution is a reasonable facsimile of Birthing Pod. It's not obviously the same, but I like playing these sorts of decks in a value-oriented way, and Sun Titan is just one of my faves. So, and we're also able to play Voice of Resurgence now, which is also another one of my faves, and goes pretty well with both Eldritch Evolution and Sun Titan. So that's what we're doing. Oh, and one last fave, actually, is Acidic Slime. Now, Acidic Slime is looking maybe a bit more scuffed nowadays than it has in the past, because the one artifact everybody wants to destroy is indestructible. But that being said, there is a way. So, and also Deathrite Shaman's pretty cool, but it's been a long time since I played with it, and it doesn't have the enablers in this format that it does in other formats, so it's not, it's not at its full power. It is nice for some incidental graveyard hate, and we are running Fabled Passages to fuel it a little bit alongside our Satyr Wayfinders, but yeah, so this is this version of this Yorian junk list that I have. The one main thing that kind of ties everything together is another card that I wasn't aware was on Arena until very recently, which is Thalia's Lancers. ETB, you get a legendary card. So, we have Shadow Spear, the One Ring, Lurrus, Shieldred, Hourglass Coven, Atraxa, and Beseiju as targets for that, so we can get some of our more high-impact spells with that, and it is a 5 that we do not mind potting away into something else. So that's why we're running one copy of the One Ring. We can blink it, and that's pretty much our main way to reset it. But other than that, yeah, we're just... I'm off the Evangel thing. I just found it wasn't... It's still good in certain circumstances, but like where Bowmasters is everywhere now, X1s obviously are not as great as they used to be. And I don't know, it didn't really fit even as kind of a one of. There's just better things I think that we can fetch. Like one thing to note too is Voice of Resurgence. If you're unfamiliar with this card, don't worry, so is most of the Arena populace apparently. Definitely getting a lot of tokens off of this thing recently due to that first part of the clause, whenever an opponent casts a spell during your turn. A lot of folks casting spells on my turn, not realizing that this dear fella is going to be creating elementals. So, and obviously the extra tokens are nice because we can pod them away with Fiend Artisan to get, one of our many creature cards. We are running a bunch of Lurrus in this deck just because we're running a lot of really good 2s. So I want this. This is basically best thought of as a 5-drop. We're probably not going to... As a 3-drop, this is not very good, especially in this deck. Is this the right number? I have absolutely no idea. Probably not. Almost certainly not. But this is the deck that I've been playing, and I've had like some decent success with it so far, so... We're not at that part of the refining process where I've figured out the correct number of Lurruses of the Dream Den. But so far, it's been pretty fun. Obviously, the one problem is that the One Ring has kind of introduced to every format, you know, but different formats have better and worse answers for it, is the fact that it snowballs just so fast. This deck actually got better when the One Ring came out because one of the difficult cards in this deck was Skyclave Apparition. Obviously, it's a very subpar removal spell against a creature because they can just kill it and then get a creature back, and then you're kind of back at square one. But it is... So, like, I was always constantly, like, sideboarding this thing out against control decks, right? Because they don't play a ton of permanents, you know, if they're not on Wandering Emperor and they're actually just on high-end spells, then this thing just is just kind of a bad Grey Ogre type card. But now that the One Ring is everywhere, and that's everyone's go-to draw engine, having several recurable creature-based answers to it is pretty good. Obviously, Sun Titan can rebuy, and we do have D-Sparks in the sideboard, a full complement, because there's a lot of decks, and they're all going big now. Everything's going big. It's super easy to go big, and this also hits the One Ring, so that's good. But yeah, so this is the deck. I actually think before we get started, I am just going to make this change, because I have noticed that I have been missing Massacre Girl in the main deck. And I think what I'm going to do is actually... What have I been running into? So the problem deck right now for this one is the one that just draws 1,000 cards, like Flow into Ideas or whatever it is, in addition to the One Ring. So I'm just trying to think, like, if there's anything other than like Necromentia to really get those things out. Not sure why there was just audio on this music channel, but whatever, it's fine. I guess they're just running an ad. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not actually sure what this last card in the sideboard is going to be. I'll just have another Deathrite Shaman, because I don't want to think about it right now. Alright, but yeah, that's where we're at. I'm still brewing, obviously. But I do like a lot of the tools that this deck got from that most recent Historic and Explorer offerings. So, and it's a lot of fun. So let's get out there, let's jam some matches, and let's try not to lose to decks running 4 of the One Ring. Also, yes, we do have the funny number for this version of the deck, because I build a lot of versions of decks, and I was going to hit it eventually. I really like iterating on decks, because there's like no undo feature and stuff like that, so like I like trying multiple different builds at a time, and that's why I almost always have 100 decks in my deck boxes, or whatever it's called, my deck box space. Anti-fun? Well, heck, I don't know if that's what I want to hear. First match of the day. But we'll keep. It's not the best hand I've ever seen. Deleted Halfling on turn 1. Okay. We will answer with a Deathrite Shaman. This is a little loud for me. Another Delighted Halfling, and we got a plant, so we are up against a Yawgmoth deck. I am gonna go ahead and assume. Alright, so let's go ahead, do this. We will get a green here, because the only thing we don't have is double green. I guess we don't have blue either, but we're not going to get blue until later. The only card in the deck is Atraxa. But we will do that, and we will get a green this way. And we will wayfind that's fine. So that gives us 2 good cards in the graveyard for Forgefire Automaton to potentially get. Although they can just play a Yawgmoth this turn. So, you know, who knows? We might just be losing here. Or we might just be starting something here. A new empire. A Forgefire Automaton empire full of voices and satyrs. Okay. Still don't know which one it is going to be. We'll see what they fetch with the Karn. I don't know what this is now. I don't think that the Yawgmoth decks are running Karn, but I don't know. It's a brave new world out there. Maybe every deck is running Karn now, so they can fetch a copy of the One Ring. Going land destruction. That's an interesting choice. Okay. Well, if that's what they want to do with their turn, I think I'm gonna let that happen. I don't really see a reason to... Because, like, I'm pretty rolled up on lands, you know? And, like, I can Eldritch Evolution either of these two fellas into Skyclave Apparition, so they'll be able to get the second card off of Karn, but then we can hopefully put a stop to it. But, you know, we'll see. A Grafdigger's Cage, are you serious? Okay. Graveyards and libraries. Well, that sucks. That's a very specific card to be able to find. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but we do run 4 copies of Skyclave Apparition and 4 copies of March. So, hopefully, I will target that. It doesn't do anything. I'll just do this. So this is going to be a great Massacre Girl deck to play against. Or this is going to be a great deck to play against for the purposes of resolving and then having an explosive Massacre Girl. Because it seems like they're really dedicated to going wide here. Again, not the biggest fan of this Grafdigger's Cage, but what are you going to do? I don't really have a great plan against the... Yep. Okay, so they are on Yawgmoth. They're just on a weird version of it that has Karn. Sure, we'll choose that. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this. Get a white. Play this. At the very least, this can attack the Karn. And, turn my Forge Fire into a bigger Forge Fire. So, yeah, geez, Agadeem's Awakening isn't good here. I mean, Massacre Girl is going to be astounding if I ever find her. I will have 5 mana again for the next 2 turns if I decide to toss my Agadeem's Awakening. Yeah, we're just going to lose. I don't care about that. That's fine. Oh, whoops. The Grafdigger's Cage. Shoot, they got me. Okay, well, that's just on me then. I was so defeat-minded that I didn't even notice that I wasn't getting defeated, but that's fine. They were gonna get us at some point there, but that is a weird card to like. Playing Grafdigger's Cage is a weird thing when you are playing what is fundamentally like a. Oh, whatever. Okay, so Voice of Resurgence is not the best against this deck. It is decent because they do have Bowmasters. Yeah, we weren't going to win that game anyway. Alright, so Acidic Slime, we can stand to lose. This card is just better as Vanishing Verse, and we want our removal to hit that 4-drop, so let's try something like that. And can cut one of those and one of those, I suppose. Alright, let's give that a shot. And I will not scoop preemptively this time. It was just so off-put by that Grafdigger's Cage out of nowhere. This is really slow. so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that either. We can do better. I don't know if this is better, but it's what we're going to keep. I think I am going to keep that. Let's just toss that back. This way we're keeping all of our lands, and we have outs to the Skyclave apparition. Well, let's do this first, because that just helps me develop my mana better, even though I'd much rather have this in play first. Like, there's no reason for Fiend Artisan. This isn't a forest, right? Okay. Oh. Let's see what we draw. Not the best. Hopefully we get a fourth land, but even if we don't, we can get Bowmasters, which is what we're going to be doing, because they have a 1-ring. If I do draw a land, I can fetch... well, never... Oh, they have protection this turn. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to be doing this. Just get rid of that. The Dying Wolf, like, they can just remove the counter, like, kind of willy-nilly, so I'm just not super interested in hitting that at the moment. I'll just get rid of the body that I can get rid of, and then next turn I can get rid of the Yawgmoths. Alright, so they have 5 mana. What are they doing with it? They got their own Bowmaster. They can use to bully my Bowmaster. They have Patra. Okay. So, yeah, the first thing that we gotta do is this. We'll get rid of all their rings later. What we need to do first is not die to their combo. Yeah, Yawgmoth, Thran, Physician, Dr. Yawg. They do have a Karn and a 1-ring in hand. Jeez. What do they got? Massacre Worm, Shieldred, 2 more Karns. Tranquil Frillback that they did not side out. They have Luris. They have 1 Fiend Artisan. Interesting. We're just gonna pass here. And then hope that we draw like a land of some sort to let us resolve either the Eldritch Evolution or the Skyclave Apparition. That would be nice. Because both of those will lead to getting rid of the 1-ring. They're getting their, yeah, Shieldred here. What we can do is just, well, fetch out our own Bowmasters, but like once they're drawing 3 cards with that, it's a little, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll try, right? Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more shot to draw a land, but I think nah, their ring is already going. That's fine. You got us. Good game. Alright, so we did lose 1 game to the 1-ring so far. I'm assuming that that number is not going to hold steady at 1. We do have a lot of answers for the One Ring in this deck, but, you know, it's an 80-card deck. You never know when you're going to get them. I did switch over the removal suite from Sheoldred's Edicts to March of Otherworldly Light, specifically because it gives us those extra answers to the One Ring, but, you know. We've fallen to 1174. Let's see if we can climb back up. I think the highest that I've gotten this time around was I got into the 500s. But then I lost a lot, as you can see. Also, the Shadow Spear is a card that, like, I go back and forth on whether or not it makes sense to have. I do like the fact that you can make things lose hexproof and indestructible, and I think it makes sense as a one-of because of the work it can do in, like, burn matchups, but I don't know. Maybe it's too cute as a one-of, and it would be better off as just something else. I do like that sometimes you can, like, Acidic Slime a One Ring, just because I like that imagery. But who knows? Maybe that's something I should cut. It's a way that you can get through a go wide strategy with a Fiend Artisan that you can tutor out with Thalia's Lancers, but, you know, again, so yeah, we do want a white source. That's a 1-drop in the graveyard, which is important to note for Agadeem purposes. Alright, so we got our second white source. I'm just going to attack here. See what happens. I don't think it makes sense to Eldritch Evolution just yet. I want to see more, like, what they got. Okay, there's that. We're going to play this and then this. I would like to, if possible, not resolve a Sheoldred until I have Malakir Rebirth up as well. Just to keep it around, but we'll see how hard that is going to be. Yep. It's interesting. I used to be so scared of this thing being able to make a token because I'm used to playing decks that can really use the ramp, but, like, these decks don't really need it. This is the only reason why they need it now, is because it lets them play 1,000 cards in a turn with the One Ring. Well, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, because we didn't get what we needed on the timetable that we needed it. So we're doing that instead, and next turn we can Yorion Blink the Skyclave Apparition to get rid of the One Ring. Yep, that's why I wanted to hold up Malakir Rebirth for that, but desperate times. Alright, opponents got their Fable game going strong. Alright, and now we got this, which is interesting. I actually think what I'm going to do is this. And we are just going to wait for them to activate. They didn't. Alright, so I guess they have their own bowmasters, and we've kind of... probably gonna lose out on value here as a result. No? Alright. I'll take it then. So we got a beefy boy, and we got a bowmasters, which is nice. Yeah, that's fine. Bowmasters already did its thing. That's just gonna get a fatal push now. That's pretty good. They can get rid of the Skyclave apparition, which is a problem. That being said, if we draw an untapped land, we can Eldritch Evolution into... Okay, well, we don't need to do any of that. Never mind. I'm gonna get rid of that first. They can obviously use Jarsil to go for the throat something. I'm gonna toss this out there as a kind of decoy because I would really like them to hit that instead of my Skyclave apparition. Just because I'm not in a position right now where like I'm super psyched to give them a 4/4. They have so many permanents that I want to destroy with this Chupacabra. And that's like a very mana intensive card right there, so yeah, I'll do this. Do they have a 3? They will if I destroy... You know, I'm going to take a risk. Yep. And we would like a third white here. And I think I am going to get rid of the Shieldred first. Let's just cross our T's just in case. And then we can Yorion Blink this mess, hopefully for value. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Well, you got me with that, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm going to have 1 mana open after I do this next turn. They do not have a 3 currently that they can get rid of. They do have another Shieldred, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's not that big of a deal. They're going to attack me for 4 here, probably. And I'm going to allow... Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Alright. Boom, boom. Remove the creature of your choice before you have no ability to do so. Alright. We will get some value. And I will be equipping this. So we have a big sky dragon. Is it a dragon? No, bird serpent. My mistake. Always getting those confused. Good game. We did it. Okay. What do we want to do here? We want to run Go Blanks, and that's it, I think. Other than Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite Shaman and Go Blanks. I don't... Shadow Spear is good because it is a solid way to recoup life. From like Shieldred and whatnot. Let's take out... Acidic Slime's not going to be too great here. And... yeah. We're running extra Deathrite Shamans, which might be the correct thing to do anyway, so I'll get rid of that. And... 2 other cards, huh? Whatever. I should have cut the other two and put in D-Sparks, actually. Because this deck isn't super aggro. Like, obviously they have Bowmasters, but I don't think I'd consider Bowmasters an aggro card. Alright, so we got a slow start here, but we do have all of our mana, and we do have a go blank, so I am going to give this a throw. Although, the opponent goes... No, I can't. The reason why is because this... First of all, this hand's not that great. Second of all, I only have one color of mana if they Thoughtseize my Malakir Rebirth. And that's not going to do it. This also isn't good, but I am going to keep it because I don't want to go to 5. So we're probably going to not do super well this one if they lead on Thoughtseize or IOK, but fortunately they did not. And because of that, I am going to play this, even though it makes my Voice of Resurgence play not come out until much later. Alright, we got Satyr Waif. Really? In a deck with Bowmasters, you're going to cut down the Satyr Wayfinder? I'll take it. Forge Fire Automaton is just sitting breathing 300 sighs of relief per second. Like, I'm assuming that the reason for this is because they got a Jarcel in hand, so what we're going to do is just do this. Right now, we're getting one drop out of the graveyard. It's not like the most effective go blank, but I don't want to play my Forge Fire Automaton knowing that it's just going to get cut down in the beginning of my opponent's battle step. So we're going to try that, and we'll see how this works. Next turn, I can play Forge Fire and Deathrite Shaman, not in that order, to insulate. Actually, I'm going to do this instead. Although I should have done the thing that I was saying to do, which is to play this first to insulate against an Edict effect, but it's fine. I don't think they're going to Edict me just to get rid of Skyclave Apparition when they can Fatal Push it instead. Okay, so they got 2, now 3 cards in hand. Oh, that's fine. No, they got 1 card in there. Do we have a land? We do not. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're gonna go for this. Because we have the Malakir Rebirth. We are going to leave this untapped. Because if we do not Malakir Rebirth, I am going to remove this from the game. Okay. It's not ideal, I'm not gonna lie. Right. Already at 6, jeez Louise. Well, we'll do the thing that we can do. Yeah, this is where D-Spark would be pretty neat. Alright, well, we don't have the ability to D-Spark, which again, would be pretty neat. What we do have the ability to do is do this, and we're gonna hope and pray that this puts a land into the graveyard so that I can have Malakir Rebirth up. If it only gives me 1 land, I will fail to find. Ugh. Never mind. I will take this. And we will pass. So they get to specialize and sacrifice the Forge Fire Automaton. I don't know what it does when you do that. It becomes an 8/8. Alright, you got me. Alright, let's put in a couple of D-Sparks. Hourglass Coven's not the best, but it's not the worst here. Just leave it at 2D sparks. It's fine. We'll give this a shot. We'll see how this works. Alright. Not the best hand. Alright. We'll go for that. This hand's not the best, but it does have a lot of options, so hopefully we don't lose before we get to cast any of our spells. We do have a lot of 2s in this deck, which is why I felt like it was reasonably fine to keep a hand like this, but, you know, we'll see how things pan out. Yeah, that's not gonna last. Yep. Alright, we get to drop a Shouldred. Come on. Yep. If we do get another land, we can play Thalia's Lancers, and then I get to think about what card makes the most sense to find. If I had to guess, I would have to say the One Ring. Otherwise, we could just get Witches going, or Sun Titan. Sun Titan actually yeah, Sun Titan I think is the way we're gonna go. Well, we'll see, you know, their thought seizing, obviously, so. Alright, we'll play the card we can play. Alright, so they got 2 1s in there at the moment. They don't have any 2s. It would be... Alright, that's fine. Alright, you know... There we go. And take action. It's gotta be the One Ring. Ugh, damn. All right. Well, we'll see what we draw. I will leave them in suspense about what the other card in my hand is, because I don't think I'm going to need to have played it. But we'll see. This is what I was saying. Like, people just sometimes forget about Voice of Resurgence. Maybe they're doing this deliberately because they're going to kill it, but I find this a little... You could have done that on your own turn, you know? Stop me from getting the creature. It's also kind of interesting, too. Oh, okay. I guess we just won. Sure. Alright. I mean, I thought we had a lot more game to play, but that's fine. We'll go with it. Alright. Unfortunately, I have to go a little bit sooner than I was thinking, but we can do one more. Alright. We're up against the Mistman, the number 14. Oh, man. Playing against the top 20 player. Gotta do the best we can. Alright, so they have their own Bowmasters up. We got ours. There we go. We were able to best the Bowmaster's Gambit this time around. I'm just gonna get this into my hand. I'm not attacking. I don't know if the pile is correct, but it's the one I made. So they have that. I'm actually just gonna throw this out there for value purposes. For Eldritch Evolution purposes. What I should have done is sacrifice the Fabled Passage just so that there was a thing to get. But just well, trying to play around one thing, get played around by another thing. That's fine. Okay. Not 100% on what the deal is there, but that's okay. I'll toss this out there now. This will get the counter spell, I'm assuming. And if they do counter it, I will get my 1 point of damage in. Rest assured, I will get that 1 point of damage. This is a delightful song, by the way. I never played Pilot Wings. Apparently this is a song from Pilot Wings. I'm familiar with Pilot Wings as a intellectual property, but I'm going to do this now, but I'm not going to pay for it, obviously. Just putting the fear of God into them. Well, since they have another land, I don't think I'm going to attack. Oh, wait, no, I should have, because even if they did have Bowmasters, it's not like they would have... attacking would have mattered. They could have just pinged it with the initial play, so that was that was a point of damage I could have gotten. Alright, all my stuff is disappearing. It's very sad. Very sad indeed. Yeah, I will attack. I will attack. Alright, so... interesting. Let's attack. Let's see what happens. Well... okay. They were going to do something with that single black mana, but then they decided to not. Will this be worth a counterspell? Who knows? It's impossible to say at this point. I have no idea. Okay, so they're going to make this disappear. Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna toss this out there. Get rid of that. Okay, so what we can do here is say, yes, I am going to sacrifice that. And then I am going to do this. Okay. Definitely playing this first. See what we get. Hopefully something... Yep, we did. Okay, great. That means next turn... and you know what? I am going to do this right now. If this doesn't get the counterspell, I would be shocked. Okay. Well, it got a counterspell. Is there a thing they can do for value on 2? Yeah, they can kill my thing, so sure, I will do this. Do what you gonna do. Alright, well, we're not winning this one anymore. Alright. Yeah. Staying in there. If we do get an untapped land, then we do get this freebie flashback, but that's not probably for a little while. Deep in the tank, deep in the tank. It seems like this is going to get a fancy counterspell. You have a fancy one in there? No, they're just gonna do Sauron's ransom. Alright. Again, I don't know if I'm making the right decisions with these piles or not. I frankly think of it as just draw 2. And, like, which pile they draw is kind of not up to me. It's up to all of the things that my opponent has played in the past. And their general feel of how things are going. Yeah. It's fine. I want them to steal that. But I'll take this instead. Should have attacked first. What do I want here? Agadeem's Awakening. I am going to attack here. Because if they want to steal my thing, then that's the counterspell they're not going to have in their hand. Mm-hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. This is not going to work. This is not going to work, but I'm going to try it. what I'm thinking is that I can just play the Agadeem's Awakening as an Agadeem's Awakening, or as a Agadeem, and then resolve the Sun Titan afterwards, and then that can get back Luris, which seems pretty good. They're saying oops, I don't know what that means in this context. Like if they think they made a mistake, or they think that I made a mistake. It's hard to tell with arena players. They can be very inscrutable to me at times. So yeah, we're going to be able to get Fiend Artisan out of the graveyard if things go right. We can Skyclave on the attack trigger to get rid of the Luris. I mean, the world is kind of our oyster if we get to untap with all this stuff, but we'll see what happens. Happy to see my boy out, though. Sun shining. Moisturized in his lane. The lane being the lane with all the birds. This man is so big. This man is so big, his belt buckle is larger than, or like can compete with the wingspan of a dove. That's a very large man right there. Alright, Sun Titan gets jumped back to my hand. Yeah, I'm good. So like, what do I want to get out of my graveyard? It's gotta be Fiend Artisan. Yeah, it's gotta be Fiend Artisan, sadly. And I gotta play that one first, because obviously I don't want to lead on Sun Titan, because I might draw something else too. So I gotta lead on. What do they got in there for? I mean, they can just Snapcaster Thoughtseize, you know, like they got plenty of options if they want them. Yep. Looks like it might be Snap Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's fine. Like, this Luris in play is pretty effing good. Alright, so that is going to be able to... I mean, yeah, I'm just casting this. They can, if they don't counter this, then what they can do is steal my 4/4 creature. So what I'm going to do is attack with both of these while they're still the same size. Oh no, I should have played the Shieldred first. Whatever, it's bait. This is bait. If they cast that, then it lets me resolve the Shieldred, which is like insane, so... We'll see. Alright, they did it. The fact they can keep Snapcastering is a little difficult to deal with, but, you know, what are you going to do? If it wasn't that, there would be something else. So, on my turn... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is, in fact, the magic number. So, we'll see if we can get an Atraxa into play. I'll sack this token, most likely. I mean, we'll see what they can do. Like, you know, it's kind of up to them. But I'm content. Like, I know I have a bunch of beefy boys at the moment. Some beefy boys and girls. This Shieldred is definitely very beefy. And she's got apparently lots of friends. Very popular Shieldred, I guess. I was unaware that she had the power to hold the masses in her thrall, but that's cool. I wish I had that power. That would be neat. I don't think I'd use it, but I mean, it'd just be a boost for my self-esteem. All right. So I'm having trouble parsing this Luris attack here, to be perfectly honest. I don't get it. I guess they have Bowmasters. Oh, I guess they could have that. Just not a card I was expecting. You get it? The removal spell. Seems like they drew another Takenuma. The way they're looking at... Ooh. That's pretty good. I will attempt to murder them. Looks like I'm gonna get murdered in response. Very sad. Like, they've already used... Good game. Good game, Mistman. Alright. We're going to do that. We're going to do some of those. Maybe one Necromentia. Don't need that. I don't think we need this. Alright, let's try this. Whatever. I think we're going to do great. But, you know, we'll see. This Double Dragon 2 music just gently lulls us into the last, hopefully the last game. We'll see. My opponent is very good at Magic the Gathering, and they're playing a very powerful deck, so I wouldn't be surprised if they can just win out from here, but I am also extremely confident in my own abilities, so let's mulligan. We can do better. Yeah, sure. Put you back. I will be opening with Malakir Rebirth. No, I won't. Alright, so we got Go Blank. Interesting, interesting, interesting. gonna do this. It plays into... Ooh. Hello. Can I do this? I'm assuming that means that they didn't get lands. They're in a rough spot. But we'll see how things go. No, they got their third land. They're doing all right. It's a good set of cards. Are they like tilting off? Is that why they're spamming emotes? Hello? Miss Min, don't tilt off. You're number 14. You're doing great. You... I don't even know what they're tilting off about, because I don't know what's in their hand. Their hand looks fine from this, like... I mean... I don't know. It seems like they're doing alright to me, but... I suppose I could be wrong. Alright, that's not too bad. Just throw that out there. Might have been smarter to just get back. I guess, good game. Oh, they're talking to me. Okay. I always find that weird. Weird behavior. Well, we'll see how we're able to do. We can play voice out of the graveyard. Maybe. They can counter it, but... I mean, I can just keep doing it. That's the cool thing about Sarah Paragon. I'm just gonna, yep. Okay. Well, we'll see what we're able to do. Okay. They got a snappy. You're gonna fatal push the Fiend Artisan. because that's fine. I'm cool with that. Alright, good game. I don't know what was up with them, but, you know, sometimes we all have bad days, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I unfortunately gotta go, but just a couple of matches, a few matches, show off the fun new cards I'm playing with. But yeah, I don't know, I like this deck. It gives you, like, a lot of options. I think Thalia's Lancer, obviously there's a lot of the cards in this deck that are a little junky, but I play junk for a reason. I like junky cards. We didn't really see the One Ring pop off. We did, I do like Atraxa though. Atraxa is an interesting sort of juxtaposition to the One Ring because it gets you all the cards at once and leaves you with like this impressive body. Like this is a much more sort of immediate payout than the One Ring. So I like having access to both and a way to tutor out both. Obviously, I'm not playing Ephemerate in this deck, which is where, like, Thalia's Lancers could really go wild, but I don't know. This deck seems fine. Like, I like the 2-drops that we have. Bowmasters is really good, obviously. Voice of Resurgence, Fiend Artisan, Satyr Wayfinder feeding everything. Yeah, like, the only thing that I think I might do is take out the Shadow Spear and put in one more Deathrite Shaman. I'm still trying to figure out what the right number of these folks is. I've tried playing, like, Evolving Wilds and some other fetch lands, but it slows everything down so much that, you know, I just don't think it's that good. I think that Deathrite Shaman is best seen as less of an early game acceleration card and more of a mid to late game acceleration card, and also like some reach and life game to kind of offset the One Ring. But I'll keep playing around with it. It's a fun deck. You get to get people with Voice of Resurgence and make them say nice repeatedly, which is, you know, that's not something that I enjoy doing, but it is something that happens. So if you enjoy doing that, then a deck like this might be for you, because you get to win with silly cards and my boy Acidic Slime and Sun Titan, the two best friends, even though they don't interact with each other in any meaningful way. Their friendship goes beyond their mechanics, okay? You just gotta trust me here. It's a very personal connection, completely unrelated to their game mechanics. But anyway, I do need to go for now. I'll probably be back streaming again before a month is up. I don't know. But I hope you folks are having a great Friday, and I will see you next time.